Hey everyone, Derpy here back with another Battle Pirates video, and this is my level 136 instant repair Chimera's Nest target. This is the Eternal Fire Ray, and I'm using my U0 Pegasus fleet. I'm going to do this target for 45 seconds of damage. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and hit the like button right away so we can get started. What I'm doing here is I'm using the cloud to my advantage. I'm having one ship, in this case it happens to be my ship with my lowest damage, which is my War Pegasus tank. I'm using that to hide in this one spot that's outside of the cloud and everything else is inside of the cloud. But as soon as the ship gets close, I move it right back in the cloud so the ship can't see me at all anymore and moves away. Because if you're in the cloud and everything else is not, they can't see you and they move away. As soon as they circle away enough, I pull my ship back outside the cloud until it gets close again. And you can see you have to move it in when they're pretty close to your range, but not when your ships are not actually firing yet. That's because they do take some time to turn away. Now this is tricky and I'm not going to lie about that. It is hard to get right, but once you do, you can do this target for pretty much 0 damage. After I kill that first set coming in from the bottom, I'm going to reposition my ships off to the left. More coming in at once here, so I have to move my War Pegasus tank in, my spotter ship, my one that's been detected a little bit earlier. And you'll notice as soon as everything circles away, I pull it right back out. They're coming in, and then I move it back in. By the time the ships are coming at me, by the time they turn away, it's time to pull it back out again and cycle over and over and over. I will warn you that if you do mess up here, you will take some damage because your ships aren't stacked up and you're not ready to prepare. This does take several tries to practice and get right, but it is possible as I'm showing you right now. The crew that I'm using here is a Wolfpack crew, and that does help with damage by killing things faster. It's the one I would definitely recommend the most. Now, there are some other ships in this target that aren't coming at me right now for some reason. There are 4 Viperfish left. I'm expecting them to come up towards me and get me, but they're not. They're circling around at the bottom of the screen. This does work with Viperfish too, but they have a much wider arc in terms of turning, so you need to make sure that if you do deal with them in clouds, you move your flag back into the cloud a little bit earlier. So I'm starting to realize here that they're not going to come after me, so I'm going to stack up all my ships and then go hit the actual target. Now I'm running the same build I used in my 903 video, which should be live on my channel, and the same one I'm going to use in the 134 video, which I'll be posting right after this. What I'm doing is I'm going to now run with the rest of the fleet stacked. This is the skill target and is supposed to perform better with Turin CICs. I have 1 Turin CIC and 3 Nessa CICs. And I'm going to use my ships in the cloud if at all can to reduce damage. You can see here, even though I can just barely reach, I'm able to snipe. Because of my longer range CICs, I'm able to snipe the testudo missile turrets here without them firing at me. 2 of them on the first top cluster. For the third one, I am going to take some damage from it because I have to go out and deal with it. Now I'm leading with my War Pegasus as a tank because that has higher penetrative survival. Although it really doesn't matter because of the low damage I'm actually getting. You will notice that as soon as a red circle came up, I moved away. Red circle's up right now, so I need to start moving. Another red circle, keep moving, otherwise you're going to get hurt by the fog cutter missiles that those red circles are from. I'm going to keep moving and try and not be in the same spot a couple seconds later. You need to make sure that you're not going to get hit by anything. And it's better to retreat and disengage than get hit by one of these because they will deal about half an hour damage to your actual ships. I'm moving in again on the rest of the target here, and you're going to notice I have my War Pegasus tanking a little bit as I did before, although you could drive stack and it really doesn't matter that much. The fog cutter missiles do have a short range, they have a minimum range, but there's so many in this target you're going to have to keep moving unless you know you're in an area where you've already cleared and already been safe. I'm starting to notice the Viperfish at the bottom of my screen here, so I'm going to go deal with other ships at the top instead of engaging the Viperfish with other turrets. I'm going to try and kill most of the turrets before I engage the Viperfish. You don't want too many things going on at once or you'll get distracted. This target, having this level of success in this target is not easy, and it does take time to practice, which you're seeing right now. I'm parking in the second cloud set here off to the left, so I can use that to kill the leftmost 2 testudo missile turrets on the center island platform. Countermeasures are important in this target, as I discussed in my fleet spotlight, and I will in my next one too. My build is a little bit different, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. After I kill those, I'm going to kill the next 2 testudo missile turrets here, and I can even use my flag and pull up right next to them and use the bat wings or port side, starboard side desolation wings to kill things faster. I'm going to go ahead and hide in the cloud here. I will warn you that if you are in the cloud and a red circle pops up, it will still shoot at you and it still can fire at you. Not all the clouds are 100% safe. In fact, only some areas of some clouds are safe. And if a ship gets in a cloud with you, it will do damage to you because it can see you now, and all the other ships will be able to detect you. I'm killing the testudo missile turrets here that are firing at me. The viperfish seem to be circling and leaving me well enough alone. They do have a short range, and they have to get inside of that small green circle pretty much, so a range of about that to kill me. Like I said, I'm going to focus the testudo missile turrets, kill the turrets before I engage the ship so there's less things to go wrong. Killing this turret at the top does not mean it's over. I still have a couple of the testudo turrets to kill at the very bottom. I'm also going to finish off the fog cutter and that anti-turret just for good measure. It helps things go more smoothly. I'm then going to start worrying about the 2 viperfish to the right and worry about those. You'll notice that they are circling around with about a set radius, maybe a little bit of variance in there, but not too much. I'm going to try and stay where I am, maybe move a little bit closer to them, and then when they're coming at me, I can move away from them. You will see that when they're in the cloud, I can't really detect them. My ships will not shoot at them if they're in the cloud. So that's pretty self-explanatory to do there. Stay in about the same position, maybe move a little bit in and move away to kill the first one. The second one is going to be a little bit trickier, which you'll see in just a second. After I kill the first one, I'm going to try and loop in towards the second one and park my ships in the cloud. Now the enemy viperfish is going to circle back into the cloud, so I have to make sure to move away from it as soon as I come in range. Turn around and run right about now. My Wolfpack crew is helping out a little bit, but I almost get a shot off because it gets so close to me. I almost take a shot of corrosive damage, which is not the end of the world, but you sure can't get that 45-second repair with 1 shot of corrosive damage. It might be more like 5 minutes. Now that those 2 are dead, I'm going to focus on the 2 viperfish on the left side of the target. There are some random buildings here, which I do have to clean up, but you will see that it's not super hard to do these last 2 viperfish. I'm kind of confused on why this AI mechanic is actually occurring. The best prediction I have is that killing the enemy daggertooth and stonefish makes these behave this way. So if you can do those first couple daggertooth and stonefish at the start of the video, you can go back and watch that if you want to. If you kill those, that will probably have the viperfish exhibiting this behavior, and it's easier to kill them. Again, try and move away from them if they're coming at you, and if they're going away from you and you know their path because it's predictable like this, you can move towards them. This target does pay out 250,000 points and is also part of a set with a level 134, which pays out another 250,000 points. In addition, there's a total set bonus for 500,000 points, meaning on average, one of these targets gets you 500,000 points for completing it if you do the set. Another option is just to grind out just one target, do this one target over and over and over for free. That would get boring, but will be free. If you have any questions on this target or anything else that I've shown you, any of the comments I've made, feel free to drop a comment down below, especially if it's on YouTube. I'll get back to you, although I'm pretty good at responding to Facebook comments too. Total damage here is all penetrative, no corrosive because all corrosive comes from ships. Total damage, as I've said, is 45 seconds. I'm going over my build here pretty simply. I have a War Pegasus tank, that's pretty standard. My back 4 ships are all somewhat similar. I have 3 Nessus CICs and 1 Terrain CIC. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you get the 134 video first, as well as the 505 video when I get around to making that. As I've said, make sure you click the like button. Feel free to share this video to your friends, to your alliance pages. Click any of the end screen elements. I hope this helped. Anyway, as always, this is Derpy, signing out, helping you be a better pirate.